So, growth hacking, growth marketing, digital marketing. What is the difference between all of these three terms? This has been the most common question that I get in my growth marketing courses, and why I transitioned from using the term growth hacking to growth marketing. And are these all just buzzwords that mean the same thing? Let's dive into all of these things in this video. The first thing is, when you think about digital marketing, just imagine what you think about. And that's going to answer a few of the questions that we addressed. The first things that you think about is either paid acquisition or organic acquisition. So you think about doing methods like SEO for driving organic traffic, which is all organic acquisition. And you also think about running paid ads for acquisition of traffic through paid methods. So essentially, there are these two big buckets in digital marketing, which is paid acquisition and organic acquisition. The keyword here is acquisition. When you go creative with all of these acquisition and go beyond these SEO and paid methods and look for creative hacks, then you enter the field of growth hacking, right? But it's still mostly in all of these strategies, the focus is mostly on the acquisition. And you could argue that the focus is also on awareness, because you're driving more people to your product or service. Solution aware, they may be product aware, they may be problem aware. There are different levels of awareness that they will be going through themselves in their journey. And then you would have awareness and acquisition. And that's really where the third term, which is growth marketing, comes in. Growth marketing extends beyond awareness and acquisition and actually involves full funnel marketing. So what is this full funnel, right? So this full funnel is called the A3R3 funnel, or the AAARRR funnel. I like to call it A3R3 funnel. And that's one of the ways that growth marketing actually involves the entire journey of users. People have different levels of awareness. All of that falls in the awareness stage, which is also covered by digital marketing. Then you have acquisition, and then you have activation. Now, this comes in with a mobile app, let's say, for example, Twitter. If you acquire a user, you're basically getting a sign up, you're getting an email address or a phone number. But if you also make the user follow at least 3 to 5 Twitter profiles, fill in their bio, update their information, then you have sort of an activated user. And activation can be defined by the startup itself based on how they would like to define it. Could be a weaker activation, could be a stronger activation, depending on the phase of the startup. Now you have an activated user who's more likely to be retained. And these retained users, which is the retention, are more likely to generate revenue for your startup or business, which is the revenue phase. And finally, the people who are generating revenue for your business, those customers, those paying users who are happy, are likely to refer other people. And that's the final stage, or the referral stage of growth marketing. So you have these 6 phases, 6 stages that the user goes through, which is defined by the A3R3 funnel. And that's all covered in growth marketing. So when you refer to a growth marketer, this person is designing experiments or campaigns across these 6 stages. But when you typically refer to a digital marketer, you could argue that they could do all of those things. But you find that these people are usually trained or working on delivering campaigns or experiments in the awareness and the acquisition stage of the funnel. And that's why growth marketing is really the thing for startups, for businesses who want to cover the entire funnel, because the difference between product and marketing sort of vanishes as you become a growth marketer from a digital marketer, because now you have to activate users, which means you probably want to have a better onboarding journey on your product. Let's say you have a SaaS platform. You want to go through the stages with the user itself, even measuring their NPS and reducing churn, and finally, measuring the viral coefficient so you can get referrals and so forth. All of these things are not really considered part of the vanilla digital marketing, or the traditional digital marketing, as I like to call it. So that's what growth marketing is. That's the full funnel. That's the A3R3 funnel. And that's really the difference between these terms, digital marketing, growth hacking, and growth marketing. I would touch upon growth hacking a little bit more, because growth hacking can also be seen as marketing tactics that work across the funnel. But typically they are these hacks. They are in the form of these micro implementations that you do. They are these rapid experimentation-based implementations, while growth marketing has a proper process, which you can learn in my free 30 days growth marketing course. And this process is quite scalable. It's based on, developing hypotheses, testing them out, and then literally scaling or integrating them in the system. And the process can be replicated again and again, which is how it's different from hacks, which may or may not work more than once, which may work for a certain startup and may not work for another startup at all. So the thing about the growth hacking industry is selling hacks or telling people that use these hacks and try them out is something that I moved away from and moved to growth marketing, wherein you are talking about the process, and then different businesses and startups can literally use that process to find their own experiments, to find their own hacks, to find whatever works for them and be able to execute it across the entire funnel. So I hope this video clarifies the differences between these three terms. If you were to be a part of the entire user journey throughout the startup and run experiments that are scalable and put a process in place to run those experiments, you would be a growth marketer. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more on growth marketing. Ciao.